Although college football is great and delivers every week, there's unfortunately the injury part of the game. This past weekend, we saw one of the worst injuries of the college football season. In case you somehow missed it, Florida State quarterback Jordan Travis suffered a lower leg injury against Northern Alabama. It was one of those injuries where you just knew immediately that it was going to be serious. His season and his career at Florida State is officially over, just like that. Again, one of the more brutal parts of the entire sport. With Jordan Travis now out for the season, things are about to get really interesting. In the decade that the college football playoff has been around, I don't recall if we've ever had a situation quite like this one. With Florida State's Heisman caliber quarterback done for the season, will the playoff committee let the Noles in with their backup quarterback? Or should they? We're going to discuss that in today's video. Before we talk about the playoff implications for Florida State, here's the statement that Jordan Travis released this morning. I truly cannot thank everyone enough for the many thoughts, prayers, and messages that have been sent my way. I have been overwhelmed by the support from my teammates, coaches, the Florida State community, and those all around the world. Although the injury I sustained on November 18, 2023 marks the end of my Seminole playing career, the great memories created here at FSU will never fade. Being the quarterback here at Florida State University has been a dream come true. I am humbled, honored, and forever grateful. The journey this team set out on is not over yet, as all of our goals still lie just ahead. I'm excited to be by my brother's sides every day as we continue our attack. We're all we got, we're all we need. Job's not finished, go Noles. Jordan Travis also posted this video the other day from the hospital.
What's up, y'all? It's Jordan. Just want to let y'all know I'm doing good. Feeling good. Got a smile on my face. Just going to follow God's plan, man. God has a journey for me, and I'm going to trust him every step of the way. I appreciate y'all for all the messages. Go Noles.
With Travis's Florida State career officially over, here's where he ranks among quarterbacks in school history. He finishes with 8,600 passing yards, the second most. Although he's 1,200 yards away from being the all-time leader, he could have had a chance at reaching that mark. Florida State still has 2 games left, including the ACC title game, and they potentially could have had 2 playoff games, so he definitely could have hit that mark. He also finished tied for second with 65 passing touchdowns as well. In addition, his 31 rushing touchdowns were the 4th most in program history, and his 1,900 rushing yards were the 17th most. He's one of the greatest players in Florida State history, and his career ended on one play just like that. You never want to see any player get hurt like this, but it's even more sad considering he's one of the best players in the history of that program. The entire team also looks up to him as their leader, so this is just brutal all the way around. Switching things on over, things can get very interesting for Florida State in the coming weeks. As of right now, they're 11-0 on the season, and they're just one of a handful of teams that remain undefeated. They play Florida this week on the road, and then they take on a top 10 team in Louisville in the ACC title game. For Florida State, it seems pretty simple. If they lose one of these next 2 games, they're likely not going to reach the college football playoff. There are too many good teams behind them that are likely going to leap over them. But what if Florida State somehow is able to win out? What if they finish the season 13-0 and are ACC champions with a backup quarterback? Are they guaranteed to make it to the college football playoff? I have no idea as of right now. First off, I think it's going to all come down to how they look in these final 2 games. If they blow out Florida and blow out Louisville, they should easily be in. But what if they struggle in these 2 games? What if they win each contest, but each victory is really close and they don't look great? What if backup quarterback Tate Rodemaker doesn't look good? Then things can get very interesting for the Noles. Trust me, I get it. Florida State is going to be an undefeated team. They would have earned their spot in the college football playoff. I mean, they would be a conference champion. But they did all of that with Jordan Travis. This could be an entirely different team now. With a backup quarterback, are they going to be able to hang with teams like Georgia, Michigan, Ohio State, Oregon, Washington, or Alabama? I mean, they definitely could, but we just don't know. The sample size is going to be too small, and the teams they're going to be playing aren't necessarily up to that caliber level of those kind of teams. Depending on how things shape out over the next 2 weeks, there could be a number of teams that are fighting for that final playoff spot. What if you have a 1-loss Oregon team who just won the Pac-12? Do they get in over an undefeated Florida State team? What if Alabama beats Georgia in the SEC title game? Does Florida State get in over a one-loss Georgia team who did lose their conference title game, but that's their only loss over their last 30 games, and they've won back-to-back national titles? The whole point of the college football playoff is to get the 4 best teams in. Yes, what you do in the regular season matters, but at the end of the season, we have to try and assess who the current 4 best teams are and which 4 have a legitimate chance of winning 2 playoff games. If Florida State struggles to win without Jordan Travis, I just don't know how you can make the case for them being one of the 4 best teams in college football at the moment. What happens if you send Florida State as the 4 seed and they lose by 30 plus points to Georgia? Sure, a team like Oregon or Washington could struggle as well, but who do you think as of right now would put up the bigger fight? Again, we still have 2 weekends left of games that need to be played. There are a lot of different scenarios that are likely going to sort themselves out. At least, we hope they will. Like I mentioned, I think if Florida State loses just 1 game, they're done. The committee is going to use that as a reason to keep them out. But if Florida State wins out and they finish the season 13-0, I think things are going to get very interesting and very uncomfortable for the College Football Playoff Committee. Personally, I would keep them in as the 4th team, assuming they win out. The only way I would leave them out of the playoff entirely is if it's down to them or a 1-loss Pac-12 champion in Oregon, or a 1-loss Georgia team that fell in the SEC title game. Those are the only 2 exceptions I'd make, as I think those 2 teams are overall just better than Florida State. Even with a healthy Jordan Travis, I would have had those 2 teams in over the Seminoles. So what do you think is going to end up happening with Florida State? Do you think they're going to win these next 2 games against Florida and Louisville and make the college football playoff? If they finish the season 13-0 and are ACC champions, do you think they should still make it even if they look bad with a backup quarterback? Whatever your thoughts are on this entire situation, let me know in the comment section down below. Before you leave, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on those notifications if you're new to my channel. I'm posting college football videos every day during the season, so make sure to subscribe so you never miss a video. Also, don't forget to drop a like on this video as well. It helps out with that YouTube algorithm and helps share the video with more college football fans. Plus, it only takes a second to do. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video.
Jordan will be talked about forever in this program, and what I love is that it's not necessarily going to be just about his playing ability. It's going to be about who he is, and I think you feel that impact, and so there's concern. A lot of guys have got a chance to go and see him and spend some time with him, and so and he's sent his message to the team, and make sure he's communicated throughout this weekend. But there's also an expectation, and there's a responsibility that we have for him, because he's been such a huge part of this journey, and we've got work to do. And that's something that he's echoed, we've echoed, and we got to go put it in, and that's what we've been built on, and that's what we're going to continue to do. And so it wasn't necessarily a refocus. It's just making sure that as a team we talk about the things that have happened, and where we go from here and how we do it is what we control. And so I thought our guys came with great purpose yesterday, and I was pleased with the work that I saw. Guys know what needs to be done.